Dude, stop asking people to send IDs to you.
Bro, that doesn't look good. That's like he said that because he thought that makes him look good. He's like, see?
He's like,
I caught one.
I make sure.
If anything, this means he hasn't changed. Bro, stop. All right, what's next?
Okay, this is the one we have, the second to last one I have down here. It's an article by the Cosmopolitan that I found right before I came here that was from 2 days ago.
Uh-huh.
And it's called James Charles
Wants to be uncancelled?
And I didn't read any of it because I was like, we have to read this.
Okay, James Charles would like to be uncancelled, please. Okay, so give me the tea on James Charles because, like, again, I am a 32-year-old heterosexual man, which means I am around, what, like 16, 17 years too old for James Charles's taste?
Luckily, since I'm 14, I know what happened here. I don't know that much about James Charles. All I know is that one drama happened with the makeup lady where he claimed all this shit with this other makeup lady, blah, blah, and then all these guys these dudes who were like 17 at the time or 16 came out with screenshots of conversations they had with James Charles, like being weird to these minors and shit, and then everyone just kind of was like, I don't care, I'm gonna go hang out with Brent Rivera and his goons, and then and now we're here. And
I don't know why he's saying he's got canceled because, like, I'm pretty sure he objectively never did, right?
No, he never left. He didn't go anywhere. He just kept hanging out with people and doing shit.
Okay, so it's the year of our internet 2023, and as surely as the sun rises, an internet celebrity has an apology to make. So here I am sitting in James Charles' Encino mansion. That's where you go when you get canceled. Back to your Encino mansion next to like the fucking
go back to my mansion.
Kardashians. Let us begin. I don't want to sit here and fucking mope, whine, and cry because nobody wants to hear it, says Charles, sinking into a plush couch in his casual open living room. I had to do a lot of thinking like, okay, babe, this is your fault. No, you're not a pedophile. No, you're not a fucking groomer. No, you're not a predator, but you made a big mistake. Wait, if he says all of those three things, which is the reason why he got canceled, that is not him, then what kind of learning and thinking did he do? What was the mistake then?
This is your fault, but you're not a pedophile.
So wait, what was his mistake? What is he saying?
He's saying that when he texted those boys, it was not out of attraction because of them being underage. He just made a mistake. He messed up.
You know what his mistake was? Not busting out a fucking ukulele and sing-songing his way out of this. Yeah. I'm sorry. Colleen Ballinger has changed the fucking game, dude. I said this yesterday, and I will repeat it. Going forward, I want a mixtape, okay? Yeah. Going forward, I want even weirder instruments. Like, I want an accordion. Learn how to play the fucking accordion, a lost and dying art. Bring that shit back. Like you're a motherfucking Serbian 38-year-old man, okay? I want to see that. I want you to wear a little vest and that little hot hat that they wear too. Use a kazoo. Fuck it. Harp.
Yeah, talk, Walt, with the kazoo in your mouth. The meta for apologies has changed.
Use a fucking theremin, dude, and then I'll reconsider whether I think is okay. Like,
I'm not a groomer.
Toxic Gossip Train. Part 3. Okay. At this point, you're likely familiar with the specific quid pro quo inherent in celebrity profiles like this. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this person is like breaking the fourth wall by being like, his publicist wanted us to write this really bad, so I'm going to do it.
That's wild. Okay, wow. This is interesting.
Ostensibly, Charles' new makeup line painted, but it's also Charles himself, a warier, acceptably contrite, still just a little extra Charles. After all, would a still ousted person be allowed to pose for a red carpet canvas of the People's Choice Award or chat amiably with paparazzi while out and about in Hollywood? Would a still banished person have hundreds of thousands of fans enthusiastically engage with his YouTube beauty tutorials? Yeah, I mean, no, that's not. Yeah,
this is actually pretty interesting.
It's basically saying, like, he got away with doing the things that he was doing. Would a truly exiled person be 24 years old and living in a reportedly $7 million farmhouse that looks like a cross between the homes featured in the later season of Vanderpump Rules and any season, any and all iterations of the Kardashians? You know, black and white modern exteriors, hyper-organized interiors. When I arrived, I noticed Oreos decanted into glass jars on a pristine marble kitchen island for the kids. For the kids that, you know.
Why would he be like, let me try to get uncanceled? All right, if Cosmopolitan can come to my mansion, I'll explain.
For the guests that come over. There's a lot riding on the answer. Painted a solo venture for years in the making, launches in just a few weeks. I mean, this is literally so he could sell products, I think.
Well, it's literally he's doing a Cosmopolitan interview about trying to not be canceled anymore as he's trying to promote a product. Like,
yeah.
It's so like, this is just baffling to me.
That neither of us knows how it will go is due to the murky nature of cancel culture and its crisscrossing tripwires of implied and loosely enforced rules, and because of a hungry and fickle internet that doles out forgiveness or maybe just forgetfulness seemingly at whim. It's a landscape, hellscape some would say, in which all comebacks are tentative and where the conversation around an offense often ends up obscuring the offense itself. When I polled friends and colleagues about Charles in the run-up to this day, the general consensus was that he had done something bad, but no one was clear on exactly what. Wait, what the fuck? Even I know what he did bad.
This is crazy. So they interviewed... This is like a very interesting interview because it seems like it's...
But they're millennial. That's why. The worst generation. Fucking disgusting. Imagine being a millennial. You should be fucking embarrassed, okay?
It's
You're a
up.
Zoomer, right?
Yeah, I'm a Zoomer. I'm proudly a Zoomer. Look at me.
I don't know. I just... Oh, God. Gross. Millennials. I hate them. I'm a boomer.
Yeah, you had to transition to either.
I am 78 years old. I fought in the Korea War.
Yeah, thank you for your service, by the way.
You're welcome. Okay.
You guys can thank me, too, because I'm wearing my hat from my tour.
From your tour with God?
I told you I went on a tour. It was in Afghanistan.
with God?
Yeah, I took a tour with God. You know,
you went to Afghanistan to preach to them about Christianity.
I'm going on tour, guys. What's up? It's going to be in the Middle East. We're going to be telling a lot of people about Christianity there.
They loved it. They really appreciated it. I had long been ambiently aware of Charles while also knowing next to nothing about him. Oh, that's great. That's great to have you interview him then about his like numerous sexual assault, grooming allegations to on minors, by the way. So that's cool. Bored at home during the pandemic, I watched the Dramageddon feud he had with another YouTuber whose name I never remember. Hilarious and non-scandal.
Tati, what's her name? Tati Westbrook.
I don't know.
See that? I just pulled that one out of my ass.
I don't fucking.
I didn't even follow that.
I don't know any of that. Charles first went viral in 2016 after he brought in a ring light and used glossy highlighter to accentuate his cheekbones for his high school yearbook photo. Corner of the internet, known for constant sniping, backstabbing, and hopelessly convoluted rivalries. The same lack of guile and perma-logged-on status that drew viewers to Charles also made him a magnet for drama. There he was, posting regular apologies for things like insensitive tweets about Africa and Ebola. I
gotta see the tweets.
Or asking Shawn Mendes to juggle me like that. Okay, there's a range here, okay? Like
Ebola to...
One is just like, whatever, you know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
What did he say? Oh, here, I'll show you. All right, you man the helm on the African and Ebola jokes.
I'll do my research while you're gone. Any minute he's gonna be here. Okay. CoverGirl's first spokesman jokes about Africa having Ebola. Oh, I can't believe we're going to Africa today. No shot. No shot. Streamer, you guys know me. This is this is literally the only time I'm ever on a live stream is when I'm here. A googie boogie boo.
Okay, what did he say?
This is what he said. He tweeted, "I can't believe we're going to Africa today. OMG, what if we get Ebola?"
We're fine. We could have gotten it at Chipotle last year.
Talking about E. coli.
Oh, that's actually kind of a banger.
That's really fucking funny.
That's kind of a banger.
Who's the one that tweeted after? It just says, "James, we're fine." That's so funny. We could have gotten it at Chipotle is actually insane.
If the tweet was a joke, it certainly was a weird one, but that didn't sway Charles from ardently defending his remarks. He initially blocked tweeters who called out the lunacy of his tone-deaf tweet. Several hours and likely several frantic emails from CoverGirl later, Charles removed the tweet and issued an apology, which stated in short, that he fucked up. He also called Africa a country. Okay, that's awesome.
This is so great.
Okay, this man has
This happened
okay.
6 years ago.
I didn't know anything about James Charles, but everything I'm hearing, banger after banger. He said Africa the country.
This is so great.
In his fucking actual apology.
In the apology, okay, I'm not going to post a bullshit apology. I was told what to say, and that's not how an apology should work. Extremely sorry for my tweet. I feel like shit for saying it. I'm traveling to Africa today with a few friends for a school trip. What?
Because we all know very little about the country, but are eager to learn. Okay, to be fair, he probably learned that it's not a country.
Yeah, he probably got there and was like, hey.
You know what I mean?
And then immediately they're like, this is
I'm
not.
just saying. Yeah.
Wait, a school trip? What school is he go? What?
I don't fucking know.
I posted it to make fun of my friend's mistake. Oh, so the whole tweet was like the E. coli thing, which is like,
yeah.
If I was James Charles, I wouldn't tweet it, but as a joke, as a set up punchline, it's very funny.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly.
I thought we
That's
could have
why
gotten into Chipotle.
it's like kind of well written as a joke, but his apology also makes it seem like maybe it wasn't a joke because like
he was like,
we
I'm
thought
not
Africa is a country.
I think he should have taken the L on that.
James Charles Pan-African yeah, he's a Pan-African nationalist. That's what he was doing. On to the chatters who want Kaya Cam back on. Here it is. Okay. Why does your friend look like the one actor from the One Piece trailer? Because he is. He is him. No, he's leaving because he's embarrassed. Like, he should be out fighting.
That's not me. My uncle sent me this article that was basically saying, as a joke, but I don't think he knew it was a joke. They said now movies are going to have to start hiring YouTubers to be in their movies if the actors start striking. But I think he like legitimately thought that maybe like it basically.
Oh, he was like, you should be strike breaking.
The quote was like, YouTubers are going to be casted in the new Avengers. And he was basically like, yo, check this out. Like,
oh, this is sick.
It says, here's a story idea for you. Anthony Mackie says Marvel will need to hire YouTubers to star in Avengers 5.
Oh, his response makes it seem like he literally is saying like, no, be the guy.
I
like,
respond,
be the YouTuber.
I go, haha, that's pretty good. And he goes, which one would you be? Or create.
Oh my God. At first, it's like a banger story for you to cover.
Yeah.
And then we find out, no, he's giving you career advice.
He's like, this is a good opportunity.
You should
for
scab.
That would be great.
Yeah,
I mean,
Nick
if
is
they
not
asked
scab.
me if I could be the next, if I could be Thor.
Dude, yeah, you're in. I mean, that's what I said too. Why did you also say Thor? We both said Thor. It's like fucking, dude. I'm scabbing. I
looked to the right. It was the one. It was the first name I saw. It was someone saying I should be Thor.
Okay, so let's keep going with the James Charles article. So he did all this. This is like the allegation triggered more complaints against. In February 2021, at age 21, Charles confronted a career crisis he couldn't quickly apologize for or capitalize on. He was publicly accused of sending lewd photographs and inappropriate sexual messages to a then 16-year-old.
Photographs, too.
Lewd photographs and inappropriate
21,
sexual messages.
21 to 16.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yes, Charles. Yeah, this is not like, this is no longer problematic age gap.
What's the difference between this and Olivia and Zach Beale? What's the difference?
The law. Jail time.
Where she was older than 18.
Yes. I've never been more disgusted in my life than when I found out that kid was 16 years old. Charles said now. I was mortified, absolutely mortified. Is that how that worked?
How did he meet him?
The allegation triggered more complaints against Charles. They were primarily disseminated. He was like, I kept getting so disgusted.
It was also with a fan, he said.
Yeah. I just kept getting more and more disgusted. The more I found out all of those minors I was sexting were minors.
What? Every one of them is a minor?
I was like, it's like, damn it, I'm so disgusted.
How does it happen more than once?
He was throwing up everywhere.
Like, this is disgusting. This is the grossest thing that could happen.
Yeah, which is why I kept doing it so many times. The allegation triggered more complaints. They were primarily disseminated from the form of TikToks filled with screenshots of flirtatious conversations Charles had allegedly conducted with a number of male fans. A few of the reported accusations, like the initial one, were serious and claimed to detail inappropriate online interactions between Charles and minors. Other claims, including an incident where Charles allegedly called someone daddy, felt muddier. Almost all of them were eventually rounded up into a viral Twitter threads by a controversial poster who keeps track of internet scandals, now under fire himself. Who is this? Yes, even the chronicling of this saga has been surreal and convoluted.
Wait, a controversial poster who keeps track of internet scandals.
Okay, quick.
It could be Keemstar. It could be.
Oh, it's Def Noodles.
I was gonna say it was gonna be Def
you
Noodles.
were not
that was the name I was trying
that.
to come up with. I was like, dude, it has to be Def Noodles. He was the first person that popped in my head. I couldn't think of it.
The rise and fall of Def Noodles. Well, I don't even know what fucking happened to him. Dude, I don't know what his rise was, and I don't know what his fall was. I don't care. Please do not educate me on it.
I no joke have like he is the one person I have tea on that other people don't like publicly know about.
Wait, really?
Like I'll tell you. But it is. I am trying to. I'm trying to figure out how legally I'm allowed to make a video and talk about it. I'm not going to say anything further than that, but I have texts from Dennis and other things that I don't know whether or not I can actually show now, but at a certain point I want to make a video about it because I used to be in business, in very slight business with him.
What the fuck?
And a lot of, but we'll save it for another day.
What is he spilling? I don't even know what. Okay.
There's personal tea that'll be spilled another day. Just keep it in your head.
I don't know anything about Def Noodles, and I don't want to know. It's like, this is my point. Is like the James Charles shit is already too much for me to know about. Like, I need to know about tort reform. Okay, there's only so much I can put in here. Like. Yeah. And I feel like if I learn about another like YouTuber who's a drama tea channel,
you're gonna forget about.
I'm gonna forget about other stuff that I need to know.
The Cuban Missile Crisis or something.
Yeah, I just don't want to know.
Pops
okay.
Out the other side.
Cosmopolitan could not independently verify these messages, many of which since have been deleted. In the end, substantiated or not, multiple media reports indicated at least 15 boys and men. Yo, do you have no shame writing this article then?
15 motherfucking dude.
Accused Charles of inappropriate behavior. Charles says now about the breadth of the allegations. The source of where the list came from was not doing any sort of research, no fact checking. Some of the screenshots depicted consensual conversations between adults. He says others were completely fake and never even happened. Charles has never legally been charged with engaging inappropriately with a minor, let alone proven to have knowingly done so. Nevertheless, that April, Charles uploaded a 14-minute YouTube video titled Holding Myself Accountable, where he admitted to inadvertently exchanging messages with 16-year-old boys. He said he was led to believe were 18, and he apologized for his desperate behavior. So, 15 was also the age of those boys. So
where's he finding them?
What is like?
Where can you find these people if you're not like going out?
I mean, dude, ask Colin Ballinger.
15.
You know what I mean?
It's fans. That's the answer.
Yeah, another expert. No ukulele, by the way, in this apology. Another expert of finding 15-year-olds to fucking have inappropriate relations with. My God. Cosmopolitan reached out to multiple people who said they were minors at the time of their exchange with Charles. One asked if he would be willing to pay and did not reply again when told our publication does not compensate source for interviews. But another former accuser wrote back via Instagram DM with a new revelation he had. He said, already privately apologized to Charles a few months ago for telling him I was 18 a few years ago in the TikTok I made that blew the situation up. When asked to elaborate, the person did not reply. Charles' team says someone did message Charles this spring admitting he lied about his age. If a celebrity with tens of millions of followers came sliding into your DMs, would you respond? I probably would. Oh my God. What is this article is awful. This article is worse than like the situation.
I think, okay, this is where I think though.
Making the situation worse.
I think the writer is coming from basically explaining it from James Charles and then being like, okay, this is him. But like on the other side, I think this is like a sentence basically being like, there is a power imbalance here. Like if you got a DM from a celebrity, you're going to respond to it. And whether or not these kids like reached out to James Charles on their own, or if he messaged them, either way, it's like he had to accept or choose to send a message in order to make that happen.
It's pretty cool when you have like gorillions of dollars. You can just like hire the greatest PR team.
Yeah, to write a Cosmopolitan
to just
article.
like get a fucking Cosmo piece like this going where they're just like, 15 boys and men came out. saying that there was inappropriate misconduct, which even included sending sex and nudes to minors, but also some of them lied when they were minors and said they were 18. One of them at least did. One of them asked us for money. Ooh, that's creepy, right? That's scary. What if they were all lying?
Oh man, I'm interested to see where this like ends because.
Oh, I absolutely did fuck up, he says, but he denies that he ever engaged in grooming, a practice defined by the anti-sexual violence organization RAIN. Manipulative behaviors that an abuser uses to gain access to a potential victim, coerce them to agree to the abuse, and reduce the risk of being caught. I feel like the word is a very popular buzzword right now, especially in politics and stuff, but the actual meaning of it has been so misconstrued. Referring to the first allegation against him, he adds, this conversation lasted 1 hour. I don't know this person. I've never met this person. Nothing happened between me and this guy. Okay, it's Your Honor.
It's not technically.
I simply tried to rob a bank. I wasn't successful in robbing the bank. Yes, I went. I bought a gun. Yes, I drove to the bank. Yes, I paid someone to keep the car on idle outside. Yes, I said with the gun, put the money in my bag right now. But when the cops quickly came in and arrested me, I was unsuccessful. So, clearly, there you go. It doesn't mean anything.
You're
right?
allowed to text kids if it only lasts an hour.
Yeah. No,
if you do it quick enough.
This is the James Charles window. Yeah.
He said you have to groom.
Quick, get it out. Get it out.
You have to be talking to them long enough for it to be considered grooming. So he pulls out at the last second.
Yeah. In the absence of hard evidence, hordes of commenters and bystanders glommed onto the idea that Charles was creepy, irresponsible at best. I wonder why they glommed onto that idea. Cosmopolitan. You literally are mentioning it in your article.
15, dude.
His apology, one in a burgeoning and much mocked genre of YouTube influencer man couples, was full-throated. It did nothing to quell the terror. This is furor. This is glazing James Charles up.
It is. What it is like basically their idea is in order for us to get James to back where he was before, where he's not seen as this like freak, we need to just drop it all and do an article that makes him seem like, okay, I'm not hiding anything, but let's have a conversation about it. But it's not working because you didn't just fucking like text some boys. You sent suggestive shit to them. They're fans, and you were 21. That's crazy.
It's fucking insane to me that they wrote this article being like, yeah, sure, there's 15 documented allegations against James Charles from minors and men. But also, who's the real victim here?
And what always surprises
a victim of cancel culture,
yeah,
of course.
This guy's a big victim of cancel. And what always, like, this is the same stuff that happened with, like, the Dream stuff. When you have, like, these fans of people online, they are very, like, black and white with what they believe. Like, their stance is always, okay, if this person didn't do something that technically breaks the law, then technically it's okay. Like,
yes,
this person Dream didn't say anything to those fans that he was messaging. He might have flirted with them a little bit, but like he didn't do anything illegal. You can
stop
DM people.
talking to fans. Do not talk to fans unless they're Nick in your chat, and then you can talk to them because he's of age and also
reach out to me.
And no, I meant like when you wrote in my chat when I was watching your video.
Yeah,
but that's different. We're peers.
We're both colleagues of the art.
You'd be burned at the stake if you slid into a fan's DMs that was older than you. Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking crazy.
His YouTube page was demonetized. He did not return as the host of Instant Influencer. Charles' team says this was done at their own request after they saw Morph getting backlash for associating with Charles. One estimate put his total loss of income in the millions. Oh, dude, he is the real victim here. Okay, they're making it seem like he is the real fucking victim.
It's a total loss in the sense of the millions, as in the money he could have made after getting in trouble with the shit he was doing. It's not like, oh, they took millions of dollars from him. It's, I got demonetized for my channel that I'm making millions and millions of dollars off a month. Because he sells makeup, which is a consumable product, and he's a YouTuber, which are two things that make your your next Mr. Beast is.
I think it's inappropriate if it's like once or twice and really fucked up and bad. But 15, dog, like, I'm sorry. I think after 4, you're like, what are you fucking doing?
Yeah, and of
what
course,
are you doing?
You're going to have your, like, fringe, like, on the margins, people who are going to be, like, insincere and are going to say, like, it's the internet. There's kids that are going to do dumbass shit. 15 is to the point where, like, when you already have 3 or 4 that are legitimate and proven, why should I look at 15 and go, oh, the rest of them are probably just lying?
I mean, for the record, Cosmo would never write this article. I don't think they would be able to get away with writing an article like this about like a person who did this to a person like a cishet man, like a white cishet man doing this to like women.
I mean, are they going to do it to Jonah Hill in 2 years? Are they going to have a Cosmo article about how
I don't know.
I don't think anything will happen with that because it's.
I don't think Jonah Hill's. I think he's. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, Jonah Hill didn't do. I'm not comparing them, but I'm saying like, is Cosmopolitan gonna come forward with just like your average story that's not from this like YouTube makeup influencer? Every other person that has like,
if it was like
shit,
like there are like gross villains in Woody Allen would be a better example. I think like Cosmo doing like a Woody Allen didn't do anything wrong. Where like, I mean, that's just ridiculous. You know what I mean?
And then there's just an article where it's like, well, I strongly suggested she should do that on the set of the movie.
Thank you. Cosmo would never do this to Chris D'Elia. Wow, that's a perfect example.
D'Elia.
Exactly. I'm saying like they wouldn't do that. I don't think.
Not the Cosmopolitan.
No, because they get fucking ass blasted, which they might actually as a consequence of this article as well, for the record. It was fine the first time where I was like, oh, fuck, I actually don't know what to do here. It was fine the first time.
Oh, it was the first time where I was like, yeah, I messed that up too.
Treading a well-worn post-scandal path, Charles spent the next months mostly offline doing a lot of self-reflection and conferring with mental health professionals. And while a couple of months may seem like a laughably short time for a break, to Charles, having no stage felt like an endless punishment. I absolutely fucking hated it, he says. I'm somebody who likes to be busy at all times. I love filming. Having nothing to do drove me insane. Yeah, he's the real villain of the story.
Having nothing to do, even though he's like, I'm going to work on myself. And then he's like, I'm bored. I have nothing to do. I'm stuck in my Encino mansion all day.
With this situation, it was really scary because my coping mechanisms weren't coping. It was the first time I was ever like, oh, fuck, I actually don't know what to do here. I eventually got to a point where I was like, this is not healthy. This is not good. This is getting to a really fucking dark place. The fallout became deeply personal when his younger brother, who works as a model in New York City, stopped talking to him because of the allegations. It's now been 2 years since they last spoke, Charles says. That was not enough for Cosmo to be like, maybe we shouldn't write this article. Like his own flesh and blood.
It's literally, that's the moment when you need to be like, okay, something deeper might be going on here that is causing someone who has known this dude for fucking 21 years.
This is probably the most insane article I've read in a while.
Like, and this is a huge article. Like, can you see if you click? Well, it came out 2 days ago. I'm wondering if they put it on the front page. I mean,
this is actually so wild that they wrote this. Like, I'm legitimately shocked. 2 years,
like literally 2 years. It's not even enough of time later where it's like, oh, this could be a different person. It's like, and not to remind everybody that he's coming out with a fucking makeup kit.
Yeah, why does it even?
The day he came back with the Cosmo article.
Why does it even matter? Purely makeup beauty influencers have fallen off anyway, right? He'd be irrelevant regardless. Dude, what are you talking about? Like, this is like, I don't know how to describe this. This is like 15 allegations against a person from minors that was like reported on, and then like a legacy publisher that's been around for nearly a century, writing a fucking article being like, yeah, but like, come on, his own flesh and blood, his own brother stopped talking to him. Like, isn't
that sad?
He's the victim here. You know what I mean?
His brother won't talk to him. What an asshole. This is wild. A lot of self-reflection, except at the same time, I had nothing to do, which drove me insane. Do you remember when, what's her face? Was it the girl from Glee that went to like a...
Bro, Jonah Hill went surfing yesterday. He's beyond parody. What do you mean? Jonah Hill did nothing in comparison to this. You're out of your fucking mind.
Jonah Hill went surfing, guys. Do you remember when the girl from Glee went to like a racism class or something? Let me look this up.
Is it Leah Michelle, the one who can't read?
I think it is.
Well, to be fair, she can't read.
That's true. How is she supposed to read that she shouldn't be racist?
What did she do at the racism class? She couldn't...
I gotta find this to see if it's true.
It quickly became YouTube's most disliked video of the week when he did the comeback and open conversation. His next post about a TikTok cookie trend was one of the third most disliked video of the week. So Charles kept posting, driven by what our armchair therapist diagnosed as compulsive need for online interaction. It's not his brand. His entire personality since grade school. As the only out-kidding gay school in a small town outside. Oh, here, I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. The whole, like, gay people are groomers narrative, like, tying a very real, vitriolic, anti-gay narrative to defend a dude who was doing grooming as a gay person.
This is, like, so wild, dude.
That's an insane fucking thing.
As much as this is posed to look like...
You send me a link? You want me
I sent you a link on Twitter because I figured out who it was. It wasn't Leo Michelle or whoever. It was Camila Cabello. But it is so wild that like we are currently reading this massive article that is in this. It's written as this on face value. It is we're addressing it all. You know, he's bare naked in front of you. He doesn't care. He wants to get it off his chest. But it's so obviously a, like, him trying to have his, like, resurgence or whatever that is in having a Cosmopolitan fucking article reach out and not only mention that you have the makeup shit in there, but, like, talk about how even that is a little bit, like, fishy that's happening. And they still wrote the article. Yeah. And said in there that it was a little bit weird.
Yeah, the article is, like, self-reflective, but not enough to, like, not write the article in the way that they wrote it.
There needs to be a time where you're like, okay, it's gone far
now
enough.
They're going back to humanize him and talking about his, like, relationships. His biggest mistakes, he now thinks were making himself too available, recklessly hitting on anyone he thought might be showing him interest.
My biggest mistake is I'm always too hard on myself. That's my biggest flaw.
Yeah, I'm too hard of a worker.
Yeah, like I shouldn't have opened myself up so much.
Yeah, his intention was never to prey on minors, he says. He tried to explain all this in holding myself accountable, but it just didn't come across right, he reflects. I've been fucked over by men so many different times. At this point, I just want a fucking boyfriend. Somebody who's going to love me, that's going to care for me. So a lot of times I go into just talking to somebody with rose-colored glasses. And that somebody happens to be underage, like in a lot of instances, you know.
And also, just
who
because
amongst us?
You got fucked over by exes in your past, it does not like open the doors for being able to talk to fans with the platform you have.
Just a little bit of pedophilia, only for an hour.
If a woman was doing this article about how she did the same exact thing and she was like, well, I just got sad because all these guys kept breaking up with me and they were all pieces of shit. I just wanted a guy for myself. So I started accepting DM requests from people who are messaging me because I have 100 million fucking followers, dude. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. He tells me previously he had accounts on Raya, Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble. And while he did go on dates with people he met there, he ultimately felt too exposed. What?
Also,
like anyone he swiped right on was going to take screenshots of their conversation, brag to their friends about it. You know who doesn't brag to their friends about it? Children. So that's why he was like, well, I won't be as exposed. He doesn't fully address that anyone else. Yeah.
Those fuckers can keep a secret.
If you know, you know. And he knows that Charles on a mission to rehabilitate his reputation. I know you know, and he knows. But, and even though we've already established he's very good at his job, I have to tell you that his regret doesn't come across in person as the opportunistic artifice so many celebrities begrudgingly wade through. It's more that he just seems young.
Dude, to say that about someone who has sent messages.
That's crazy.
To minor. That's the thing we're talking about in the article. I love this. This is my video on Monday.
Not that everyone in his position would have the luxury of being perceived as naive or guileless. This comeback would look a lot different if Charles were a physically beautiful white man, or not a physically beautiful white man. I sometimes wonder what I would do if I blew up in my professional life in a public self-immolating way. Well, you kind of did with this article, my man.
How can they say that it would look a lot different if he were not a physically beautiful white man? Except they literally are they're making it. They're writing the article about it.
Yeah. He's more cautious now, although not so much that he's given up on the DM sliding completely. Dude, what?
No way. Read the next sentence.
Instead, he started requiring potential romantic interest to provide IDs before he'll engage.
Don't talk to people who are in your DMs if you're famous.
I'm a club bouncer at this point, he says, which even still hasn't stopped the occasional breach of his trust. Earlier this year, a TikToker used shared snippets of a flirtatious conversation he had with Charles, in which Charles outlines the requirements for a boyfriend. Charles also tells me he recently caught a 17-year-old trying to lie about his age by taking out a digit on his ID.
Dude, stop asking people to send IDs to you. They'll listen.
Bro, that doesn't look good. That's like he said that because he thought that makes him look good. He's like, see?
He's like,
I caught one.
I make sure.
Why? If anything, this means he hasn't changed. Bro, stop. Stop DMing people that are DMing you in your DMs unless you like know verifiably if they are other celebrities, peers, maybe people you met out in the real world that you know how old they are. Why the fuck are you doing this?
Also, like, you're allowed to respond to, like, when I say don't talk to fans, I obviously mean, like, don't have extensive conversations with these people who look up to and watch your content. Like, of course, the reason why you have, like, request messages is to respond to people, but that's supposed to be if someone's like, hey, I like your makeup, you inspire me. And then James can go, oh, thanks, I appreciate that.
I like your butthole. Can you show it to me?
But instead, that's how you respond.
So this article is written by Charles Jameson. Yeah, very different guy. He has a funny looking mustache and glasses, which James Charles noticeably does not. More than anything, Charles seems focused on his goal, which is really to reclaim his spot in the cultural mainstream. I'll see a lot of people saying, oh my God, nothing even happened to him. He got away with his scot-free with no sort of repercussions. That is so far from the truth. It certainly wasn't an overnight thing where now I'm slaying again, but he's trying hard.
Trying to slay.
Eventually, he hired a PR firm to help, which led to this article. Well, make sure you're not showing anything on screen. They were trying to get me into every single event and premiere and red carpet and show, which he went to, for the record. That's why every other week, there'd be another fucking photo of him at like a red carpet, right? Even I know this shit.
He went out to go do the shit. He was like, I have nothing to do. He literally even went to a Cosmopolitan. This is the thing about it that shows their cards way more than anything else.
Young Hollywood.
Is they could hide behind the thing of like, no, we're writing this article to really show everything about James Charles and really just like put it all out there. But you invited him to, like, not the writer, obviously, but Cosmopolitan invited him to a party. Why are you inviting the guy that you're doing an op-ed on to like save his report?
Well, you know, those two go hand in hand, I think.
It's just so, like, this whole thing is like so obvious. Like,
Jesus Christ, dude. But ultimately the gatekeepers, by some mysterious but increasingly common mixture of alchemy and time, softened. Charles started making significant appearances, the Grammys, the Scream 6 movie premiere, a young Hollywood night hosted by Vanity Fair and TikTok. He also, I should note, appeared at a Cosmopolitan party in LA. And now there's Painted, his biggest business swing yet. And then the rest of it is just like, okay, I'm not going to fucking cover the parts where they're like, I'm not going to cover this, where they're just like glazing up his new venture, his business venture. Whether his efforts will be rewarded remains to be seen. For his part, Charles seems to believe in absolution and not just for himself. I wonder why he didn't publicly post a screenshot of that purported apology note he got. Wasn't he mad? Didn't he want to give his haters at least one big fat I told you so? Possibly. That's crazy that, like, they're even saying, look how nice he is that he didn't actually mention it.
They said, why wouldn't he, if James Charles wasn't sorry?
His PR firm? Okay, that was fucking 2020. That is before anybody knew. Chill out.
Dude, I was still in college when that happened, and I remember thinking, because
oh my God, he could have slid, dude. You still look young.
I know. I was trying to do YouTube when I was in college, but I had like 800 subscribers, and I was like, dude,
thank God.
I was like, what if I legitimately applied? I was dating someone at the time, but I was like, what if I apply for this?
Oh, for the Austin show?
For Austin show. For Austin show. And I was like, in college, was literally like, it'd be funny if I like just did an application pretending I was interested to see if I could get some clout off of it. But I didn't, because you had to make a video entry, and I was like, I don't want to publicly post a video entry saying why I want to go on a date with James Charles or whatever.
For clout.
For clout, yeah.
If it was for real love, you would have fucking...
If it was for real love, I'd be there.
That's why.
Imagine that if you clicked on that and you saw me in the boxes with everyone.
That would have been awesome. Whether his efforts will be rewarded remains to be seen. For his part, I mean, they're doing their part for it. Charles seems to believe in absolution.
Really.
Not just for himself. I wonder why he didn't publicly post that. Don't get me wrong. I definitely don't think people should be able to do whatever they want and not be held responsible for it. Yeah, like texting minors. What? It's important that people be held accountable, but I think it's important that we allow people to grow and learn. The idea that somebody fucks up with their entire life and career and everything that they've ever worked for should be swept out from under their feet is just horrifying. These days, it feels like culture at large, for better or for worse, is haltingly reaching the same conclusion. After all, don't the medium canceled now walk among us? This fall, while you perhaps wear a James Charles painted eyelid, you may find yourself baking out of Allison Roman's new cookbook,
All these canceled
following
people I've never heard
Tinks
of.
on your Instagram feed, or reading Caroline Calloway's memoir. Wait, what did these people do?
Yeah, I don't know who any of those people are.
Allison Roman's comments about Chrissy Teigen and Mary Kondo lit a fire. Here's why it's still burning.
What's the...
Who are these people? How many minors did they text? Was it 14? Was it 13? Or was it 15? That's what I want to know. Because, like, saying something... Wait, who's Tinks? Who the fuck is Tinks? Tinks apologized for nasty, mean, horrible tweets.
When was this? Oh, this was a year ago?
Christina Najjar, TikTok star and influencer Tinks, resurfaced in a thread of subreddit Tinks Snark, known colloquially TikTok's big sister, 31-year-old influencer first blow up, rich mom starter packs. What is it? What was she saying? Some of her resurfaced posts, which were originally posted between 2012 and 2020, were fat-phobic and misogynistic.
I want to see. Oh, one from 2012 said, Kim Kardashian is so fat, I don't know what to do with myself. # oops. Another from 2013.
You cannot compare someone saying fat people at Coachella, LOL, in 2013 to...
Fat people at Coachella is such a funny thing to just tweet on its own. Like,
what the fuck is going on, dude?
You can be following Tinks.
Are these people are on crack? Why would you make this comparison?
Dude.
One is like the least offensive tweet from the year 2013.
Wait. Start this sentence.
Others were likes and retweets indicating support for a wide range of conservative views, including pro-Boris Johnson takes. And a quote tweet calling liberal journalist Ken Klippenstein's wife ugly, to which Tinks responded, "No wonder Ken is so nasty." In one that Tinks herself wrote in 2016, she said, "Interesting disparity between # Theresa May and Hillary. Theresa May seems like a real politician, whereas Hillary Rodham Clinton comes across as an exhausted show." That's what she got canceled for?
Awesome. She got in beef.
Also, why the fuck? Yeah, why the fuck did Ken... It's funny. Ken's wife once said... Ken's wife was the first person that made me realize what I do is like no different than being a zoo animal. Like
she's like, people just watch you all day.
She literally told Ken when he was on the stream like a long ass time ago that it was like, it's really interesting. Like, it's really fascinating to see. Not that like, obviously she deserves any of this. That's fucking ridiculous. You know, but that's just another interesting tidbit.
This is so funny.
This is like an absurd thing to compare to texting inappropriate lewd shit to 15 fans, some of which were minors, okay? Calm the fuck down. Are you on crack cocaine? Holy shit.
They're all like women who did things like said a thing like 10 years ago, and then they're like, you could be following these women. Or, you know, the same thing, James Charles also, you know, he did some bad stuff too. Our own messy, imperfect way.
Oh, yeah. What she said, what Ken's wife said was like that this experience was akin to like an animal in a zoo. Like I'm like a gorilla in a cage and you guys are all watching me. But I mean, she was right. It struck me. Going back to James Charles for a second, he's in trouble again for recently trying to whitewash a sweatshop.
Dude, imagine. He's just...
just pulled up. My mouth, I'm still picking it up off the ground. It's so big.
Today we are at the Shein warehouse
where the products come directly from this facility to
This
your
is still
home.
insane to me.
Thing is that I've
I
seen
love
the
it so
exact
much.
Yeah, this was
process
great.
of Shein clothing. I've seen how it's designed.
Now they got a RICO charge, which is kind of fucked up, in my opinion. Defense
I've
Shein.
seen how it's
You can watch
made.
Fernanda
Now I'm going to see how it's
make your
packaged
clothes.
and shipped off. And I feel like that's such a unique perspective to be able to see as not only a creator, but a consumer.
Is there a James Charles mention in here, MHUD, or did you just download this and send it to me?
I think this legitimately is.
Oh, this is
something
just this is the Shine
I think
TikTok.
it's literally just the something you do.
She been real quiet since the RICO dropped. Yeah, free Thugger, put them in jail. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, all right. On that note, I think we've covered a lot. It is my brother's secret birthday party today, so I'm gonna go and
secret, is he here yet?
he's here already.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. He was
He's here. I just said what up to him. So I'm gonna go hang out with him.
I'm gonna go meet the guys, the dudes. Sorry,
The dudes,
I was
yeah.
thinking of
And
a try guys.
more importantly, Nick has to meet the fucking dudes,
I'm
man.
so excited for everyone to see my picture with the guys.
Dude,
The
I am
dudes.
excited. I'm excited for that as well.
But thanks for having since you can wrap up. I'm gonna.
No, just I mean, you say some final words. Where can people find you? You know,
You guys know where you can find me. I'm huge now, so
dude, goddamn, he's the main T guy.
I'm pulling.
Hopefully,
YouTube
we don't
numbers.
get canceled from this appearance that you
We
made
do-
this time.
I do feel like there's probably like a handful of things that.
Well, yeah, we
are
did
possible, but-
target a bunch of fandoms that are known to be level-headed and reasonable and never
Yeah.
blow things out of proportion. So
Back at it again, harassing women. And
Yeah.
James Charles. On the
yeah,
stream.
this was a wild journey.